and we're going to switch over to share. So what we have here is this is the last day. If you notice, July 12th is today.
Right.
For that doubling up of anybody that you can help go manager on your personal enrolled team. And that was run from June 8th until now. I'm telling you, you got till midnight tonight. And it'll start over for them tonight. If you get them enrolled tonight, they will have 9 weeks.
Yes.
And you will have 9 weeks of getting the 50% match of their bonus money as their personal sponsor.
And it says July 13th because that's for the Australian, the other side of the world, because they end tomorrow actually because of the change of time. But it is midnight Central Time. Okay, guys. So it's really 1 a.m. for us Eastern Time. And Dave and I will be up working. So if anybody has someone they're trying to enroll and they need help, please reach out. We want you to take advantage of this. I know there's some of you already on the team that got managers, during this period of time and are already earning that bonus. Okay. So it's double. It shows up in your commissions regular, but you get the extra money of the double 30 days after today. So by August 12th, that week of pay, you will be receiving the rest of your money, the extra money. Exactly. So we just wanted to go over some things with you that are important dates for you to know, important promotions that for you to understand when they're ending. And so we're going to start with that.
Whenever the company's throwing money at us, we want to make sure that you're in on it. So here's a new one they're throwing at us starting on the 9th of this past week. They opened up selling the X2O water machine to retail customers
and preferred customers.
And what they're doing is like a summer promotion. They're throwing in an extra $500 over the regular bonus that they give the person that sells it. Up until when? It's on the next slide.
Yes. It begins on July 9th, which was this past Thursday. And I believe it ends on August 9th.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's the thing. Not that I would tell you what to do, because you are your own boss. But if I had somebody that wanted a water machine, I would definitely enroll them as a preferred customer so they could get bonuses, discounts on all their stuff. And I could pick up that extra $500. And from that position, they have an upgrade in their back office as a preferred customer to brand partner. So for me, as a brand partner, I'm not going to get that $500 if I put them in as a brand partner.
Right. But if you put them in as a customer, you will get the extra $500.
And then later,
you can upgrade them to a brand partner afterwards.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the strategy, guys, on this one. And you have a month. And there's people that are already taking advantage of that. Like I said, it started just a few days ago and it's running through August. So make sure you take advantage of that.
So as it is normally, you're going to get
as a brand partner.
As a brand partner, yes, you're going to get a total of 2,000 points added to your leg, whatever they're on. So
TV a minute.
Well,
yeah, some people are trying to get in, and I had to put in the meeting ID. I just want to let them know they got to go to the app and put in the meeting ID and then the password 39. They haven't been able to get in. I think somebody else is on there. Excuse me. Yeah.
So thank you, Marta. So I'm not sure. They just
the
have to
meeting ID is my phone number. 561-201-5602.
But it was on the
thank you, Marta.
Thanks, Marta. Let me just check that. Yeah. It's on the link. So
we'll click on it, see if you can get in.
Let's see.
but it wasn't going directly. It asked me to enter the number, the meeting number. That's why maybe they have to go and just enter the meeting number to get in. That's why I wanted to just give you guys a heads up.
Well, you're right, because it's not, hold on. It's not coming up.
Maybe you put a space in there or extra mark.
Hey, sorry, this is Marcus, but yeah, I clicked on the link and it didn't. It took me to Zoom, and then I had to copy and then paste the number, and then go in and then put the phone number and the ID.
I don't know.
Okay,
So
so it could be that right after that US is a
space,
space possibly.
okay.
But thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it in. I'm gonna put it again. Just give me a minute and yeah, I see Jack is having trouble with the link. Okay. So here, Dave, you want to put the link in?
Sure, you
Here.
talk.
Okay. So anyways, what you're seeing on the screen right now is if you're a brand partner, starting July 9th, just this past Thursday, this is going to be the new standard. And it does have $1,000 commission still. Okay. But the points are different. You can see the breakdown here. So make sure you take a snapshot of that. As you can see, that's why David said, if you do have somebody interested in the water system, I would definitely put them in as a customer so that you can get that extra $500, and then just transfer them over, to a brand partner. And remember that if you're talking to somebody about this water system, all the studies that David has done and completed have all been, related to the X39 in addition to the X39. So you want to make sure that when you're talking to people about it, that you let them know that it would be beneficial to them to be on the X39 and then purchase the water system. Okay. So, and there's lots of videos on YouTube you can take from there if you want to see them. They're on YouTube under LifeWave's YouTube account, which is LifeWave Health. And I would go there. And if you want to see the videos on the water system, type in X2O David Schmidt, and you will see he has done quite a few of videos talking about the water system and the studies that he's finishing. And each time he finishes a study, he talks about it. So you want to make sure that you're updated on all of that information. Okay. So our next thing, we're almost done, guys. He's just putting it in again. Sorry about that. I don't know what the problem is, but
It was a space.
it was a space. Okay. Okay.
All right. Thank you, B. I've already corrected it and I reposted it, and it should come right in.
Okay. Here, let me send it to
Hang
the
on.
couple people that texted us.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So the VIP conference, you need to go to your back office. They have all the details listed there. It's for people that began May 8th or after that qualify for this. So if you did not enroll somebody, or June 8th, no, they included May 8th.
Yes.
And May 8th or after, if they've enrolled since May 8th or after, they can be included in this for you as your personal. Anybody before that is not included in these bonus points. And we found that out very recently, because people that have been in with us for a while that advanced, we found out that we didn't get bonus points for them. And then we found the fine print. That was that was there all along. So, but this is exciting because they're going to pay $500 toward your travel credit, exclusive reception with David Schmidt, a Twilight Disneyland resort experience with a private breakout with David Schmidt, reserved conference seating. Now that would be worth it right there, and a special recognition throughout the event. They also have a breakout room where they're going to have special things just for those people. I'm thinking, hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. So, two things that you need to pay attention to on these enhancements, because they do end on September 13th. September 13th is a bit of a ways away, but it's nice to be able to get as much money as you can get. So one of them is the level earning bonus. Your level earning bonus was boosted from a 3% to a 7%. And level earning bonus is anybody ordering that's in your personal downline, whether they're a customer or a brand partner, makes no difference. And so as you advance in rank, your percentage goes up. So also uh, in the boosted level, the second level down, you're going to get additional money as you hit 1-star manager, 2-star manager, 3-star manager. You're going to have in your first level, you're going to have the 7%, but now they're boosting your second level, which is 3, 4, and 5% instead of 0, 2, and 3%. And then in your third level, when you get to a director, that's when that third level opens up for you at the standard rate. So all of that adds up to money in the pot. When I used to, as a teenager, play poker with my friends, and if it was just you and your friend, you both ante up. There's not a lot of money in the pot. But when you got a bunch of people at the table playing poker and everybody antes up, the more that's in that pot, the more people putting in that pot, the bigger it is. And here you've got so many different ways this company is adding to your income. They're adding to your income with a level earning bonus. They're adding to your income with a binary bonus. So let's see, binary here. Boosting it 3% for you. And as you get up to that 3-star manager where you already top it at 10%. So early on, you're going to be making more money. Now they have capped you at your first landing at $1,500 a week. And that does go to 25,000 a week as you advance in rank. So pay attention to those things. And let's see if I can make this thing actually. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Your corporate calendar. Right now, we have these events coming up, and you want to hear what corporate has to say because oftentimes David Schmidt is on there. And so discover LifeWave Spanish for those of you that are Spanish speaking at 5 p.m. I can't
This
see
is
the
this
date.
is Pacific time,
July
July 14th.
This is coming up real quick here. And so 5 p.m. Pacific is 8 p.m. our time. And on the 15th, we have a LifeWave Connect. Now, they do that LifeWave Connect twice a month, once on generally the first week of the month, and then in the middle of the month. One is about product, one is about business. And so I'm thinking this one is
This one's the
probably about business.
Yes.
So with that, it's 11 a.m. or 3 hours for us, or 6 p.m., which would be 9 p.m. for us. And then July 21st, Spanish again.
New brand partner. That is all about, the back office and everything. And then we have a meeting on the 23rd, but you can get the links for these webinars. It is posted in your email every Monday. It's called newsletter from LifeWave. Make sure that you get that so that you can, stay connected with what's going on with the company. Also, if you are not receiving emails, you have to go into your back office, go to your profile, go to change settings, and make sure that you click on there to receive emails from corporate. Now, some people, it's going to their spam, it's going to their promos. So if you're not getting it, check those two places, but you want to make sure that you stay connected with the company.
Exactly. So this is listed in the thisisitteam.com under 20 left, 20 right. It shows this. This is the wording that you have. And there's a strategy to this. And if you can read with me here, the strategy behind the 2020 vision allows you to have plenty of options for people hungry to build successful LifeWave businesses, both on your left leg and on your right. Here's where it gets interesting. By sponsoring 20 left and 20 right, 4 to 6 people will be ready to go immediately. 4 to 6 people in the next 60 to 90 days, and 4 to 6 people somewhere down the road. I think that that is such great information because to get your 4 to 6, you need to put in 20. All
That's
right.
right.
20
Mhm.
left and 20 right. And then those numbers we had for a very long time. Uh, they've been proven numbers. They're basically stats that work with this type of binary industry that we're in. And so if you notice, it didn't say all 20 are going to. All right. Okay. All right. Please mute yourself. Okay. Whoever talking. And then we come here to how are you going to earn $500 a month? Carmen sat down with her little pen and paper and crunched all these numbers so that you can see exactly how you're going to make $500 monthly. And we're going to keep boosting that with the next few slides.
So basically, what I did was this is based on the binary bonus only. We have 9 ways that we get paid, okay? That's in our comp plan. And if you want to see the comp plan, you can find it on the This Is It team. You can go there and you can see it, or you can go to your back office under education. And the the compensation plan is all there. And also there's videos. Okay. So I would suggest you can print it out, so that you can have all the bonuses and you can read about it. So, I wanted you to see just based on one bonus, which is the binary bonus. That's the bonus that, caps out depending on what level you're at. So when you are a 1-star manager, it caps out at 1,500, and it goes all the way to $25,000 a week. So I chose that one because I thought that it would be an easy one for you guys to see. Obviously, if you enroll people, you're going to make money on the PIB bonus, the product introductory bonus. And that bonus starts at $35 on a core, $75 for advance, $150 for the Advanced Plus, and $405 if you enroll a premium. So we're not even taking those into consideration, okay? So obviously, if you enroll, 2 people on a premium, well, right then and there, you're making $800, that week, right?
The level earning bonus is a real gift to us.
Yeah. So
in this new comp plan, and that means that every order that happens below you that's in your team,
that's another bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but tonight we're only going to talk about the binary bonus because I wanted you guys to understand how this really works. Okay. So the binary bonus is based on the level that you achieve. It begins at 3-star manager. So you cannot earn this bonus unless you are a 3-star manager.
You can still accumulate the points.
Yes, you can. But guess what, guys? So we want to make sure that all of you at least get to the 3-star manager so that you can take advantage of this bonus, right? Okay. So if you look on the screen, a 3-star manager gets a 5%. Okay. What does that mean? So you're going to see, I divided this in a way so you could see how many people it takes for you to have in your team. All right. On each side, that's on your binary left team and on your binary right team. Okay. So as a 3-star manager, you earn a 5%. So you have 66 people on the left side and you have 66 people on the right side minimum. That equates to 10,164 points. Okay. Because that 66 is times 154. 154 is the points for 2 X39s a month because there's 77 points each. So 77 times 2 is 154. Okay, so I hope you guys can follow me so far. So you take the 66 times 154 and you get 10,164 points. That is coming to you from your team, right? So you times that times the 5% that you get on this bonus, and that equates to 508. And that's how I did this. So you guys can see. Now, when you move up to director, some of you that have hit director, like Miss B that's on the call, that's 7%. So it takes less people because you see now the percentage has gone up. So 47 people on each side would give times 154 would give you 7,234 points in your team, times the 7% gives you $506 a month. You see how this works? When you get to 2-star director, it ups to 9%. And so that would be 37 people. And 37 times 154 gives you 5,698 group points, times 9% of that is $512 a month. This is a month now, okay? When you get to 3-star director and higher, it's at 10%. So it doesn't go up more than the 10%, all right, on this bonus. So that just takes 33 people on each side times 154 points. That's 5,082 points times 10% commission. It's $508. You see how this works? So obviously what happens is that, you know, when you look at this and you're saying, okay, 132 people on each side, well, that's a lot of people. Well, it really isn't, because remember, you're going to put in your 2020, right? We're going to try and do that the fastest that you can. Well, the reality is that those 20 people on the left side and those 20 people on the right side, more than likely, somebody is going to share it, right, with somebody else. So then you're going to start getting that duplication effect. And so it's not just you putting people in, it's those people that you put in that are putting people in.
That's the power.
So that's the power of this duplication. I wanted you guys to see how this works, okay? So
We used to say this years ago. 2 becomes 4, 4, 8, 8,
yeah,
16,
and that's what
32,
happens.
64, and then 100 and
A lot.
100, I rounded up 120. And then from there, it's, you know,
Right. It just
240
keeps
and then
doubling.
you call it 250. The
Okay.
point is that it didn't take many months if you were to just get everyone to put in a couple each month.
Correct.
It won't take long. 6 months down the road, you got 500 people.
So I wanted to say something, because you might say, okay, well, 500 isn't, can you go back to that last screen? $500 a month isn't a lot. Well, it is, because if you have a couple and they're spending $100 a month on their monthly subscription, right? That ends up being $200 a month plus their shipping and tax. Well, if they're making $500 a month, they're covering their product and they're having extra money every month. You see? So, and that's just $125 a week. So I just wanted you guys to understand that that's how the power of this can be exorbitant. Now, of course, if people order more than the 2X39s, this is going to change. But, you know, we're doing
Nothing's perfect
We're
and
doing
speculation.
it based on just this formula. Okay. So the next slide you're going to see is making $1,000 a month. Okay. Same thing. Still the binary bonus only. Monthly subscription, 2X39s. So what happens is, you see, it takes 132 people on a 3-star manager to, you know, 132 times 154 points is 20,328 points times 5%. That's $1,016. And on and on. I don't need to go over all this with you. I would suggest that you take a picture of this so that you can see, you know, what we're talking about. Again, $1,000 a month is $250 a week. Well, $1,000 a month will pay for somebody's car payment. You know, will help pay for somebody's rent or mortgage. Will also help pay their product. It can help. At this point, at $1,000 a month, people are making some money, because remember, they're only spending $200 and change a month. So the rest is profit. That's what I love about this business, is the fact that our overhead is so small in comparison to what we can make every month. You know, when we had our traditional business, I wish I had a $200 a month overhead. I couldn't even pay my electric with that.
You wish you had a $2,000 overhead.
Yeah, my overhead was
more than double all that every month.
A lot of money. But so I can definitely appreciate this. So remember, again, we're only talking about, this is building the business, and, you know, and what you in reality need to have in your business. Okay.
So then it was 5,000 monthly just for you to get an idea that, and the point that I believe this makes is this is not about you doing it. This is about you finding people that want to build with you, not somebody
Yeah.
that's got a sore toe, because that's only one. But if you're going to find somebody that wants to build with you, that one could find 100 people with sore toes
Correct.
because they want to build.
Right.
And the point is that this business is built on people that want more than what they have. And we used to have a saying that, when you're interviewing people about getting into your business, can you get all you want doing what you're currently doing? And if they say yes, bye. It's nice meeting
Offer
you.
them the product, but don't even talk to them about the business because they've already told you they're not interested. So, another thing too that I think is so important for all of us to get is the fact that you have the opportunity in your hands of $1 million business, right? You control that. So who do you want to be by your side
But
in
you
that
don't
business?
control the business.
You don't
We had
control the
no
business.
idea our business would start right here with a handful of friends and go halfway around the world with 2,500 people before
Right.
we even could tell what's going on. I mean, we didn't even know what was going on.
Correct.
We don't even know those people anymore.
But the thing is this, what I was getting at is that you get to pick, all right, the people that you're enrolled. So you get to pick the people that you want in your business. And it's really important that you get good at that. Why? Because you're going to spend your time and you're going to try and help these people earn some money and obviously get some incredible results with their health. But, you have to almost like if you were the CEO, you're the CEO of your company and you are going to put out an ad for the employees that you want in your company, right? So what are the requirements of those employees that you're looking for? You're looking for people that want more. You're looking for people that
Exactly.
still have a dream or that want to achieve something. The health is one thing. We know that this product will help them with their health. We know that because we have the studies, we have the science, we've seen it over and
Tons
over
of
again.
testimonies just in our
Exactly.
own team.
So that's a set deal. But the other part of the business is you want people that want to grow with you, that really want to take advantage of this opportunity. And I felt it was important for you guys to see the money that is involved here. When people say to me, "Oh, well, Carmen, I want to make $100,000." Okay, we can make the $100,000, but let's back it up. What is it going to take to make the $100,000? Because you know what? The numbers don't lie. So you got to do the work to equate to the $100,000, right? If you say to me, "Oh, I just need to make, an extra $500 a month." Okay, well, I can show you what it's going to take for you to make that extra $500
But we're only
a month.
talking about one of the 9 bonuses.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot more that goes into your pay than just what we're talking about. But we want you to get an idea that you cannot do this alone.
Mhm.
This is not about you becoming a great salesperson. This is about you developing a team that's going to get out there and share it with as many people as possible. And hopefully they're sharing it with other ambitiously minded people.
Mhm.
And that mindset has to be in you first. And because if you were to come and talk to somebody that can run like that, they have to be able to interpret through what you're saying that the dream and the vision that you're running for is big enough to include them.
Mhm.
Because if your dream and vision isn't big enough to include them, then they don't have any reason to talk to you anymore because your dream is too small and your vision's too small and they're not needed. So I'm just saying that mindset that you have has a lot to do with how people hear you because it comes across. I'm going to say something to my team right now, to her. She's heard me say this before. It's not true. But if I said to her, "Hey, Carmen, I've got to go to Chicago for a week, and while I'm there, I'll try to be faithful to you," okay? Just that one little word, try. I'm going to come home and all my clothes are going to be on fire in the front lawn.
They will be.
And I'm just telling you, when you have the wrong mindset, a little word can slip out. Try. A little word can slip out and people hear it, just like she could hear that one little word, try. Um, the point is that people are listening to everything you're saying and they're interpreting everything you're saying. So uh, it tells us in step 4 of our 10-step program to make a list of 100 people. Well, I don't know 100 people. Well, your phone maybe has 50 people, or you're halfway there. But then you've got to go through and say, who fixed my air conditioner? Who fixed my dishwasher? Who fixed my refrigerator? And start asking yourself those questions and get the list of people that are potentials, not that you have spoken to them, but they're potentials to speak to. And with that, every day you add somebody new. You can just talk to somebody and say, hey, do you ever look for extra ways of making money? You do? Uh, Give me your number. I got something I'd like to share with you, but right now I don't have time.
And also on your thisisitteam.com, under the downloads, there is a memory jogger. If those of you have not seen it, I suggest you go there and you print it out. Because with that memory jogger, you're going to remember people that you probably not even haven't even thought of, and use it. That's what we're doing. And I suggest that you do that. And another thing too is that a lot of you are going out and meeting new people, right? Well, when you meet those new people, they don't know you. So first you have to establish some kind of a relationship. You're not just gonna run out in the street and grab the person and say, hey, you need to know about X39, or you need to know about life. Or, I mean, you're gonna have to develop, some kind of conversation, right? We've talked about that. There's scripts under the This Is It team that help you with that. But when you have people on your phone, chances are you know these people or you met them already at one time in your life. That's how come you have
Why did you say that?
why you have their phone number. So you have a better chance with some of those people that are already in your phone, right? Than the stranger that you meet that doesn't even know anything about you. So my suggestion is open your phone. I love what Mike Hernandez does. He takes his phone, he starts scrolling, and he puts his finger wherever it lands. That's who he calls. And then he checks to see, did I already call that person? And he'll check to see his notes under that person or a text or something to remind himself whether he called them a year ago or whether he never called them. So I suggest you do that, because you know what? I promise you, if you do, you're going to find people that are in your phone that you might have totally forgot. The other thing that we do is that you want to take, as you're writing that list, you want to divide that list into two groups of people. You're going to put one group is going to be people that you know that have certain illnesses that you already know they have stuff they're dealing with. And the other group is going to be the people that you know are entrepreneur minded. That could be that they own businesses. It could be that, they're go-getters. They don't have to own a business, but you just know by their personality that these people are successful in whatever they're doing. So you're going to divide that and you're going to go from one list to the other. My suggestion is go for the list of the people that you know that are entrepreneurs already, that are people that have businesses or that are successful in their careers or that want more. Then go back to the people that have illnesses, or mix them up. But your chances of getting somebody to look at this business opportunity is higher when somebody has owned their business, or somebody that it knows the value of coming into $1 million opportunity with $1,700. I mean, that's even unheard of. You can't even start. You can't start a lawn business for that. You can't start a cleaning business for that, because it's just unheard of. And that's why when business people hear it, they think it's a scam. I've had that told to me numerous times. This is too cheap. There's got to be something wrong here. You're telling me to get in business with you and you're asking me for only 1,700. So you see, it just depends on the mindset of the person. So we want you guys to succeed, and we're trying to give you the pointers that we use, so that you can develop yourself. As you see on this slide, it says self-development is the key to success. What do we mean by that?
When you read the books that they recommend, every single month they recommend a book. And I went ahead and I bought Audible because I'm moving constantly. I'm either at work or I'm driving and to can't read and drive. So I got the Audible so I can listen to the books, and I'm getting through the book within like 2 weeks every month. And I have time to get another book that I listened to before again. And so I really like having Audible. It was Mike Hernandez. It said that he's on Audible constantly, listening to things above and beyond what Steve and Gina recommend. But the point is that I think Jim Rohn said it best. Jim Rohn was a famous networker many years ago, and he's like the pop of all wisdom when it comes to this. He's famous for his wise comments. And he said, you reach your highest levels in life standing on the books that you've read.
Mhm.
And so we already know in the scriptures it says to study to show yourself approved, a workman that doesn't need to be ashamed but can rightly divide. And back then is the word of truth, the scriptures. But you can apply that to your medical practice. You can apply that to your job, anything you're doing. And study what? You're developing leaders.
Mhm.
That is your job. You're in the people business. Yes, we have a patch. That's the functional part of what we have. But in our business, we are in the people business, and we encourage and do what we can to help those people become the greatest possible leader they can of the most people that they can. And so everybody's at a different level with that. Um, and so it's really helps when you walk out the door with a positive mindset, with a expectation that everything you're going to do works for you. And instead of, there we go again, let's see what happens. And not with that positive expectation. Your positive expectation conveys to the people that are listening to you. They hear that. They feel that belief coming off of you. It's kind of like a radiation, a warmth that comes off of you. And so it has a tendency to bring positive results. It's not a guarantee, but you certainly can't do it when you sit by a flower and it wilts because you're so negative. You got to say the right things to yourself. And again, I can use a scripture because that's what I know the most. I'm sorry. It says that, God said, I put before you today blessings and curses, life and death. Choose life. And another scripture said, you don't have to go high into the heavens looking for it, nor do you have to get somebody to cross the sea to go and find it. It's as close to you as in your heart and in your mouth. Those are the two things that cause you to believe and say what it is that you want to have happen in your life.
This past Thursday, I was on one of the Spanish Zooms, and there's a lady in Puerto Rico, and she's 82 years old, and she's made it. She's at two-star executive, and it's amazing the history of this lady. But she said something that I thought was so profound. She said she never let no be a no. She looks at it and says, new opportunity. And when I heard, it's the first time I've ever heard that, and it made so much sense. And she said, it's all on how you look at it. If you look at it as a no, it's a negative thing. It brings you down. It deflates you because it makes you feel like you didn't do it right. But when you hear the no and you look at it as a new opportunity, then you put in your notes, I'm going to contact this person in 3 months or 2 months or 6 months or whatever, but instead of it being a negative thing, it turns into a positive thing. Same scenario, same word, but how do you see it, right? How do you look at it? And, and she said, I didn't get to where I'm at by accident. I've had a lot of people say no to me. And I've gone back to them. They still said no to me. And I keep putting them as a new opportunity until they say to me, Monse, that's her name, don't ever call me again to talk to me about Lifeway or the patch. If they say that to me, okay, I might respect them maybe for a year. But if not, I'm calling them again. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was so great. And, here we are. We say I can versus I can't. Two simple words, but wow, what a difference, right? If you believe that you can't, that's what you're going to get, no matter what anybody wants you to do. But if you believe that you can, then no matter what happens to you, you're going to have that I can believe, right? We have people on our team that would say to me, Carmen, I can't do this. Carmen, I can't do that.
I don't know the
Carmen,
computer. I don't
and
know
you
how
know
to
what?
make my
And
phone
I
work.
would hear that and I would say, okay, are you done? Okay, we're not going to go there. We're going to the other category of I can. And some of them might be on this call tonight, but you know what? I am so proud of my team. I'm so proud of how far you've come, because in 4 years, boy, have we learned a lot, and boy, have we been able to do technology things that maybe some of you couldn't do. And we've proven that age is just a number, and it's a matter of whether you will or versus whether you will try.
Try doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist
Just
in
like
our world.
I can't tell her I'll try to stay faithful.
Right.
It doesn't work. In any form of a commitment, the word try doesn't work. And so there are things that you can do and hold yourself. You can hold yourself accountable and responsible to do what you know you need to do. So what is it that you need to do to be as fit and healthy as you can? What is it that you need to do to reach 5 people a day and say, hey, are you wearing the patch? What patch? Just 5 a day contacts. There's no guarantee that that's going to work out, but your numbers definitely increase. And so, what was the name of that preacher that talked about should? I forget. Anyway, but he was so funny. He was a young guy, and he would say, quit saying I should this and I should that. You're going to end up shooting all over yourself. And the shoulds, all they do is make you feel bad that you didn't do it already. So just do it. And when it comes to just do it, I'm going to dinner late with my wife the other night. I'm walking through this parking lot, and there's a smashed paper cup on the ground. And I'm thinking, you're walking by, you pick the thing up. So I find a cup and I pick it up, and then I find another couple things. I got a handful of trash in my hand as I'm entering the restaurant. I find a garbage can, I get rid of it. Nobody saw me. It's 10 o'clock at night, but I saw me because I saw that. And that's my planet. That's where I'm walking, and it was dirty and I didn't like it. And so why don't I do something about it instead of I should have done something about it? So I'm practicing what I'm telling you in my everyday life. So it works. Consistency and discipline are really key elements to making this kind of business work, because it's, again, all about you.
Yes. And when we talk about consistency and discipline, okay, so what is the consistency for this business, for our industry? Consistency is that every single day, 7 days a week, 6 days a week, whatever it is you decide. But if you decide that you're going to work this 5 days a week and you're going to take 2 days off, well, then in those 5 days a week, you have to make a commitment that you're going to contact 5 people a day, minimum 3 to 5 people a day. That's what Steve and Gina are teaching us, and that's what they're doing. They're still enrolling people. They're still contacting people, even at the level that they're in. Why? because it's all about the discipline. Because when you commit to doing something and you have self-discipline, you're going to do it no matter what. So if you're busy at your job and you haven't reached anybody all day and it's 5 o'clock, guess what? You have from 5 o'clock till midnight to accomplish your goal. And that's what we're doing. We've got busy lives. We've got a lot going on in our lives. For those of you that know us, we got a lot of moving parts in our world. But you know what? We are committed. We're committed to you guys. We're committed. When we say we're going to do a Zoom, we try and stay committed to that. And why? Because we feel it's important. It's all about your character and it's all about your discipline. And over time, this equals success. So at the beginning, when you're trying to lose weight, right? And you go the first day, or if you're doing intermittent fasting or whatever, and you're trying to make it to 12 hours, okay, when you make it to 12 hours, you're like, wow, I did it. Okay, then tomorrow I'm going to try and hit it again. And it's the same thing when you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to, curb your meals. And the first day is harder, the second day, maybe not as hard, the third day. By the end of the week, you've made it a whole week with your new program. And that's what we're talking about. You get used to it. Your body gets used to it. When you're trying to run in a marathon, you don't start running the whole 26 miles off on your first day. You're going to work your way up to it. So that's why, we want you guys, it doesn't matter if you start today, you're brand new in this business and you say, you know what? All right, tomorrow I'm going to contact one person. Okay. So you commit to contacting one person. And then once you get good at it, every day you do one. And once you get good at it, okay, up it to 2, then up it to 3. And before you know it, you're going to be contacting 5 people a day. And that's what we're talking about. But when you're trying to contact these people, remember, you're looking for people that are looking to transform their lives. That's the key. I just spoke to a lady 2 days ago that said to me, I have all these issues. I've got all these illnesses. And I said, okay, so do you want to start? When do you want to start? And she said, well, I don't know if I want to start. And I said, well, what do you mean you don't know if you want to start? You just told me you have all this stuff wrong with you. She goes, well, I kind of like the medicines that I'm on. And if I start this, maybe I have to get off my medicines. Does that even make any sense to anybody? Because it certainly didn't make any sense to me. She came to me to ask for help, but yet she's not willing to give up what she has to do something new. Okay, I can't help
Or
that
do something
person.
new that might cause her to have to give up
I
something.
can't help that because that person is not wanting to transform their life, right? So I have to realize no matter how bad I want it for them, if they don't want to transform their life, I can't help them. And that's a sad situation, but I'm giving you that as an example because that just happened with me. And all I can tell you is that, you know what? We can't help everybody. We can only help the ones that want help.
You could take the center of that last line. You're looking for people that are looking.
Yes. And
What are
that's
they
it.
looking for? They're looking for you. That's what you're out there looking for, the people that are looking for what you have in your back
That are on
pocket.
their knees, sometimes
Right.
praying for an opportunity for money, for an opportunity to get better health, right? And the one thing we want to leave you with tonight, and this to me is a big decision. If you choose not to do this for whatever reason, whatever's happening on in your life, who are you hurting?
We really have come to realize that we are the bridge between where we are and that person that's been asking for help in their life. We are that bridge. And God will direct your path to get you to the people that He's trying to help, because it's all in the same thing. We got to have the best health to live a healthy life, a good life here. If you don't have it, you're not going to. This patch helps you do that.
Right.
And so please believe me that God's trying to help you meet new people. And you might say, I can't take hearing another no. Well, what if the next one is the person that's been begging God for help and you got the answer and you don't?
Right.
We just are saying to you that it's possible that you need to make sure that it's just not all about you.
Exactly.
It's about you helping other people make more money, and it's about you helping other people at least have the option to wear this patch and have better health. So I think that might be our last slide.
With that, we're gonna open up our mics, and if B